Hey guys, what's up, y'all? Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. So we're going to do a manifesting video if you've been following the series for the full moon. Happy full moon in Aries. And we're going to see what's working for you, what's working against you, what you're wanting, and where things are headed. We'll also get some angel and ancestor cards as well. Let's see. Just to make sure you're on the right track. The full moon, it depends on your placements and all that. It can affect us all differently, but around the full moon, emotions are running high, whether that's good or a lot of happiness, a lot of love, a lot of energy, or sometimes it can be bad, a lot of negative emotions, thoughts, feeling down, heaviness. So it just depends. And like I said at the beginning, this is one of the interesting, this full moon really pulls me in a lot of ways, just because it's literally like Emperor, Tower, Empress. It's just, it can be a battle against ourselves to compromise with our love for those that mean the most. So I don't know, it's just an interesting one. Alright, so after the full moon, that's when we'll go into the waning gibbous phase. That's when the moon will slowly begin to kind of disappear, and the light will begin to kind of diminish. So it'll allow for, like I said, the energy kind of slows, and then we kind of reflect. We're able to see things more clearly. We may kind of get some enlightenment during that phase. So regardless, make sure you stay grateful for the things that you do have, show that gratitude. But this is kind of, like I said, where the energy slows. So it's a good time to kind of follow up, release anything from a cycle that wasn't working for you, kind of catch up work, and depending on what you're trying to manifest, you may kind of get feedback at that point, and see where your highs and your lows was from your manifestation, like areas for, it's a time of reflecting. If anyone helped you during your, your manifestation times, this is a good time to kind of send like thank yous, or, anything like be it that goes in line with being grateful as well. So that's the next phase we're going to enter, but we're going to, sorry about that, to do the readings right now to see where things are working for you and against you. Alright, so I do want to explain, I want to show you something the way my angel showed me. That's why I'm holding a marker. I'm an extremely visual learner, so usually when they give me messages, like even when the energies are there, I see things. So the full moon, the way they describe the moon as working to me, it's interesting. They showed me a triangle, which is the interesting part, because obviously the moon is round. So when you think of the triangle, at one side you have the new moon, right? So if you watch any of my videos, I'm always talking about finding freaking balance. I say it way too much, but it's so true in everything that you do. So even when you're manifesting, and over here, this is kind of where we've been. This is the waxing moon. So things are getting more intense. The light is growing, and that's when we're making things happen. So then we get to this peak, right? And this is the full moon. So this is where energies can be high. You think about like climbing a mountain, the altitude, like the air becomes thinner. We can become sometimes, I guess it depends how high you are, but like a little dazed, confused, kind of out of it. But out up here, when the full moon comes, things peak. That's when the light is shown on everything. So just like the top of a mountain, you can see everything that's around. But the other side to that, while you're growing, facing challenges, and getting towards the point where you're reaching like the highest results for that moon period. I'm not saying it won't, don't take everything. This is kind of like where the spotlight is on. This is where we step out of our comfort zone. And then we have the balance where the waning moon is about to come. We'll lose light. And that's when you kind of, chill, reflect. Because up here, the air might be a little thin. You may not always see things 100% clearly. And then as the moon kind of goes down back to this dark moon phase, then that's when, you know, we do that more so reflection, self-care, and kind of eliminating anything that didn't like help in our manifestation. So, I just wanted to share that with you because it is like that balance, like that growing. Then it's like you peak, and then you still got to take, there's a lot of self-care and healing. And this is more, I mean, it's just like a mountain. It's easier coming down than going up. But I don't know why I wanted to share that with you. That's just how they always make it come across to me. Like over here may have seemed really hard, really challenging. But the important part is that you don't stop halfway up your mountain. Like keep going towards what you want. Please be proud of everything that you've accomplished, even if it feels like you haven't accomplished anything. That's why we have like the 6-month trackers, and you know, because not everything happens overnight. And we're not, it would be really cool if it happened that way. But I also wanted to let you know that while you're manifesting and whatever it is that you're going towards, when you're doing that, your energy is like your vibrations are going up and things like that. So you will kind of, it's like a snake sheds its skin. You got to be willing to, you know, let go of things that, even if it's ways of thinking that are just, they're not going to match. As you rise, they're not going to match your energy, your vibe. Not everything goes up with you. And with that, the analogy, the picture my angels gave me, it's like when you let balloons off into the sky, and they float away. They all pop at different altitudes. I don't know what it is with me and altitudes today, but like, you know, some go higher than the others, some pop before the others. So that's, you know, if you sometimes you can kind of feel like things are going great, but if you're in the energy of feeling like things aren't, and especially with emotions, stress, tension, feelings, happiness, whatever, can be really high right now. I just wanted to remind you of that. So remember, you are making progress, and everything is a work in progress. Even the fact of trying, that's progress. If you did even the littlest bit more today than you did yesterday, even if it went wrong, but you tried, it's progress. Like you learned something from it. A learning experience is a gain. Damn this. Okay. All right, guys. So I guess we'll get started. We'll go through like we normally do. We'll do cardinal, fixed, mutables. Roll my stuff out of the way. Okay, so the full moon, this is a time to step out of your comfort zone. The light's kind of shown. This is when, I mean, you've been kind of taking action, but with the full moon, you may find yourself having like extra energy for some. I mean, it appears, but because at the same time, you could have more fear and anxiety. But this is the time when you step out, show yourself, do your thing, whatever it is that, you know, you're trying to go towards. So just know the extra feelings, even, or emotions, or whatever it is, energies can kind of be heightened in one way or another right now. And this is definitely a difficult, for some it can be difficult, or it can be extremely delightful, this moon phase. So all right, guys, so make sure that if you do like this video, please make sure that you like it so I know, and hit the subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, that information is below. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to tell you guys. Make sure you check out my website if you haven't. I have those resources on there to be able to track what it is that you're manifesting. All right, let's get going. We're going to go with Aries. We'll start with Aries. Cards for what Aries is manifesting. Oh, you got the wheel there. That's awesome. Oh, my goodness. Please tell me what y'all are doing, because shit. Oh, my goodness. I'm taking them. Aries. Yeah, the wheel was the first card out. So remember, any placement, but the Magician there for desires. the Justice, Libra energy, the moon we're in for what's working for you, the Ace of Pentacles for what's working against you, and the Ace of Wands for the outcome. This is a work in progress, but this is an amazing energy. So there could be two things, a couple of ways it's going. It could be two things that's coming towards you, like two opportunities, or you may have to be willing to make some compromise within the situation, because your desire here is to manifest. You got the power, you got the drive. So the Magician is actually well, for desires is, you're making what you want happen, and you also have the combinations from all the elements to do that, to communicate, to get the messages across, to get like what you're trying to make happen. It's almost like you're making happen in double. For the basis of the reading, you got the wheel. The wheel is associated with Jupiter. This is our luck, our fortune, and this is, Aries is the first house, and that's where the moon is. So wow, is it working out for you guys? So it's interesting that you have the Ace of Pentacles for what's working against you, because the Ace of Pentacles is generally a solid idea or a solid offer. The outcome is the Ace of Wands, which is not as solid, but it may be something new, like there's a spark there, something that can kind of grow into something more solid. Why is the Ace of Pentacles what's working against them? Thanks. The Seven of Swords. Okay, so the Seven of Swords is Aquarius energy, but that can also have to do with, make sure you're making a plan. Make sure if there's someone else included, just be honest about what you're doing. Because with the Magician and the Seven of Swords and kind of who's involved, there's so many ways that want to come out all at once. Because this can kind of be like a, I don't want to say dishonest, but the Magician has tricks up their sleeves, right? The Seven of Swords can sometimes not be all the way honest in the way that they're moving. The Seven of Swords is associated with the moon and where the moon is now. But the moon also represents our thoughts and our feelings. So make sure, you just kind of being 100% with yourself, having a plan and sticking to it. There may appear like look, this is going to come. It's already destined for you. It's already written for you. But there may be something that kind of appears there that's not all as it seems. For some, this will like truly manifest in June or December. Said that backwards, but you just got to remember to be fair and honest and compromise. But with the Justice card here, that's what's working for you. That's Libra energy. That's Venus. This is something that you truly want, that it looks like you're willing to make a compromise on. And for some, it's like good karma coming back towards you. You got the Eagle. See from a higher perspective. So yeah, with the moon, that represents things that are hidden, that we keep to ourselves. And that can be, it has to be secrets. It can be thoughts. It can be things like that, or feelings. So just make sure that you're keeping it real with yourself. Give me Traveler, move in a new direction. That's what I was saying. You may have two things here, and one may kind of throw you off track. Just make sure that you're being honest with yourself in the direction that you're headed. Not saying you're not, because these are amazing cards, but if it applies, take it. Remember, it's a general reading. Alright, Cancer. Cancer. What's going on for what Cancer is manifesting, please? So this is the Mermaid deck. I have the decks I use down below, but figure why not use this one. It's connected to the water, and we're talking about the moon. Alright, you got the Nine of Wands, the Ace of Wands. Well, it does feel like you have something in mind that it may have stalled out a little bit, or it may have been a little bit difficult, like it took a little bit of extra added effort. One for the outcome, please. What's working for you, you have, You have the Eight of Wands. For some, you got some type of messages coming or movement. Could be travel as well. Can I have one for the outcome, please? For Cancer. Thank you. You got the Ace of Wands there. All right. For some, you definitely could be moving or traveling. That's pretty big here. But it does look like something is progressing. And around it, it's been, we'll say, trying. With the Nine of Wands. That's moon energy, but this is kind of, it's a wounded warrior. So you may have been like a little defensive or guarded or hesitant towards going towards it, or something about it may have just been really challenging, but it does look like you're picking that one thing and you are moving towards it. For your desires, you have the Ace of Wands. So when we have the Nine of Wands, see there's this one wand in his hand, his or her, don't, gender's not important, but there's this one thing that you have in mind. And I'm not, for some reason, it does feel like it's been difficult. For some, I mean, maybe communication was the issue or something like that. But what's working against you is the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands, if it was communication, it can be communication. But this is Mercury energy, and this is being more open to communication. Also has to do with speed. Definitely can have to do with trips and especially short trips. But this is being open and gaining some type of news, some type of information that's going to help you towards that. But again, even in this picture, that one wand, and that's that one wand that you're trying to go towards. For what's working against you, interesting enough, you have the Page of Cups. So this could be, I mean, this is water energy, but the Page of Cups is shy, very loving, very creative. But if we think of a page as opposed to like a king or a queen, then that's kind of what it is. It's just, I mean, it's not even a bad energy. It's just more of a shy one, or somebody who has, like, if love is what you're trying to manifest, opening up. This is one who's very sweet and loving, but it's a shy, it's a sensitive energy. So maybe don't be overly sensitive. If it depends, again, what it is that you're trying to manifest. For the outcome, though, you have the Six of Swords, awesome energy. So like I said, for some, you could be moving, you could be traveling, but again, that's Mercury energy. So you are progressing. When we started with the Nine of Wands and something was difficult with the Six of Swords, it's more of a easier slope. You're leaving that choppy time behind. You can even see like the differences in the colors. Truth and clarity. The red is kind of like the passion, the drive, but something was a little bit rocky around it. So, from your angels and ancestors, they say, peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. I have one more for Cancer. An eagle. See from a higher perspective. Aries got that as well. So it looks like progression is definitely here. Chances were things were a struggle, but peacekeeper and see things from a higher perspective. So it looks like there may be kind of another way. Like I said, with all this Mercury, and you're even ending with Mercury, communication or information, or it's progression in general. But it's definitely opening up from where it has been. All right. Libra. Cards for Libra and what they're manifesting. Happy birthday to you guys. Alright, you're starting straight off with the Tower. Cards for Libra and what they are manifesting. So we definitely have the drive here. I mean, the energy is here. But there seems like there's a little, alright, well maybe it's working now. Oh, I didn't see all that under there. I don't want that many. So it was just the top one. Can I have one more? Thank you. Okay. Alright, well, it still feels like there may be something to be seen or to be realized. We're starting with the Tower, right? The Tower is Mars energy, which is where the moon is right now. And with the Tower, this can be a sudden change, but this is also like a sudden drive to go towards something. So with Mars, we're very assertive, we're courageous, we know what we want, our desires. Now it's just about how we're gonna kind of move towards it and achieve it. For the Page of Wands, for the desires, you have the Page of Wands. So this is what you're desiring. But the thing is, for what's working against you, you have the Queen of Wands. So it's interesting because normally, like, it would be reversed. For the desires here, you're curious about something. Something sparked your interest. The Page of Wands is, optimistic and hopeful and excited and it's almost like a childlike optimism and innocence about it. So what's working for you, though, you have the Seven of Wands, which is, again, Mars's energy. So, this has to do with how we overcome our energy level and also how we kind of overcome obstacles and are forced to go towards it. So you kind of may be putting up some type of like barriers around a situation, and it's almost like kind of weed whacking anything that's not working for you. Because what's working against you is the Queen of Wands, and again, Aries energy. So I think a lot has to maybe do with the moon. With the Queen of Wands, don't get caught up in gender. That's an extremely confident energy. That's a leader energy. And the negative about this one can be about this energy. I'm just trying to come up with a negative because this is what's working here for you, as well, what's coming in as what's working against you. So sometimes, with the Queen of Wands, that's the energy of make sure that you're keeping your energy protected, but also staying like level-headed. There's a lot of confidence. Just make sure it's not overly confident. Because we have a page here for desires. But then with the Queen of Wands, that can be, it's almost like going a little bit, it's weird to say it like that. Like a little bit beyond. And sometimes, the Queen of Wands likes to be seen. Is very noticed. Very active and very busy. It's just almost like a step up from the desires, and it's coming in for what's working against you. Why is the Queen of Wands here for working against Libra? It just feels like the world. You may have to kind of put some limits on things. Allow for change. Because when you're ending with the Hermit, that's Virgo energy. It still feels like there's some insight to be gained. Because with the Hermit, it's kind of like introspection, like even soul searching and kind of still figuring things out. But you notice here, there's a snake in this path. So it just kind of feels like there's something may kind of have to be, the Hermit is like the modifier energy. So it may still, and with the World here, that's Saturn. That's about limitations and putting boundaries on things. And it kind of feels like you're almost doing that with the Seven of Wands. Because, it kind of feels like you're putting some type of wall up. Maybe just, it's just something's kind of not lining up there. It feels like there's something more to be learned or to be acknowledged. Alright, so let's get advice cards from, I don't know how to say that. Hopefully that doesn't come off rude. Oh, shoot. Alright, so you got Father Sky, Trust in the Unknown. Love that picture. Oh, and you got Guardian Angel. You are not alone. So trust in the unknown, and you are not alone. Oh, I love that. What's at the bottom? Traveler, move in a new direction. Cancer had that as well. There may be some more knowledge or information or something to still be seen. Look, take time to reflect. And it looks like that's what you're going to kind of end up doing. Kind of going inward. Alright, so Capricorn. Cards for Capricorn and what they are manifesting, please. Alright, wow. You got the Judgment, the Queen of Wands. Look at you, all confident. Oh, okay. You just got to learn. It's what I was, I mean, it's just balance. It looks like so many angles want your attention or seeking your attention. So there's like two things that, I mean, and it can be more than two, but it's just a blending that has to happen. A little bit of patience is needed, but this is a really, you may have Sagittarius a lot in your chart that's coming up, but you have the moon here for what's helping you, for what's working for you. The moon is Cancer, Pisces energy, but we are talking about the full moon. For some, you're pretty, just may have a really busy schedule because you got the power to manifest. Stay out of your heads. Don't worry. Don't worry. But whatever you're manifesting, keep it to yourself because you are doing it. But this Nine of Swords energy, this would just kind of slow things down because you do have choices here. Just may have to have a clear plan. All right, so Capricorn, for the basis of the reading, you have the Judgment. So that's like a judgment call. That's that you could have had like an awakening or just made a decision. But this also associated with Pluto, so it may require a lot of change to occur, and sometimes that's unavoidable change. But, you know, kind of allowing that change and getting healing, which is what you're doing. It feels like a big realization that you came towards. And it you know, it may have been kind of challenging for some because in Pluto is where like the test, the challenges can kind of lay. But for desires, you have the Queen of Wands, which is Aries, Leo, Sag energy. First, I mean, that's a cool ass energy to desire. I mean, that's somebody who's confident, very busy, like a magnet to others. So it really depends which way you're trying to manifest or what you're trying to manifest. But the Queen of Wands is like got it going on type energy. Confident, a leader, a take charge, noticed by others, can be like a seductress also at the same time. So, like I said, what's working for you is the moon. You could be keeping a lot to yourself, and that's what's working for you. Sorry about all the sirens going by. But also with the moon, that represents our thoughts, our emotions. You could also check your moon sign. For what's working against you, you have the Six of Pentacles, which is also the moon energy. So with the Six of Pentacles, like you could have a lot of different areas of your life, or just because the Queen of Wands is really busy. It's a really active energy, or like you could have a lot of people interested in you. So it's about finding some type of balance and flow in order to almost like divvy up your time or your energy, your attention, because you're coming into the energy of you have so much going on. There's a lot that's kind of pulling. So, I mean, it's all about balance. With the Six of Pentacles, that's equal give and take. So, especially with this moon, that's finding compromises for all those areas within, like, our personal self, our business, our relationships. I mean, it just feels like you're busy as hell. And you've made a decision. So, for the outcome, you have the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy that's associated with Jupiter. So there still may be some type of weight, but it's like you're perfecting your craft type thing here. With the Temperance card, this is like opposites attract. So if you're attracting love like this, whoever, if it's something that's brand new, then it may be somebody that you usually, it's not like your normal type. But also this can be like taking two opposites and kind of making something happen out of nothing, like the blending of two. It's a really cool energy. It's kind of like reminding me of the Magician, but it's happening like in its own perfect time, and it's bringing you a lot of balance, a lot of peace. Alright, so can I have cards for Capricorn, please? And what's working against you with that Six of Pentacles, I mean, sometimes that can just be about a balance between our, especially with this moon cycle, a balance between ourselves and others, our career, that type of thing. You have Oracle, wait for important information, and also be grateful in movement and action. So when you're ending with the Temperance, it still feels like like I said, there is some type of wait, but you're being very patient and you're healing in that. It's almost like like I said, you're perfecting in what you're doing, but there is something that's coming. It's some more information, and also for some, be graceful in movement and action. Maybe drop your guard a little bit. Don't be overly defensive. That may not be for all, but alright, so fixed signs. Let's move on. Taurus, please. Cards for Taurus and what they're manifesting. So all last week, it was that Two of Pentacles. Like, no matter what. And look, we're starting out with the Judgment. So good. Decision made, enlightenment, clarity. Like, it's a good energy. Last week with the Two of Pentacles, things were up in the air. What's working for you, though, is you may have kind of taken a time out. You may have noticed something. You may have done some inward reflection. What's working against you is your own damn self. I can say it like that because I'm a Taurus too, and friggin', you know, there we go. All right, you're on track. You're getting on track there. So you may just have to, honestly, it's coming in as like slow. You're like, be willing to take things slow because, I mean, Taurus is, you know, slow moving anyways. Kind of, you know, maybe skeptical or just kind of chill and taking your time. But we're starting with the Judgment. Like I said, that is great because last week was the Two of Pentacles and almost every Taurus reading I did, I think, because I know it came up a lot because I remember it. And usually, you know, I do a lot of readings. I don't remember it like that. So anyways, we're starting with the Judgment. This is that awakening. Decision made, affirmative action, and this is also associated with Pluto, so it looks like you're kind of going through allowing for change, allowing for ending separations, or even making amends and making progress. It depends, but you're overcoming something that it kind of feels like maybe stalling you there because your desire is the Sun card, the happiest card in the deck. But this is also associated with Leo, so a very assertive energy, kind of a very driven energy, taking charge. And the Sun is in Libra right now. So that's, I mean, it depends. We could go all into that. So that's going to kind of highlight the things that mean the most to you. But what's working for you is you have the Hermit. So the Hermit is Virgo energy, but it's also about taking time to like do some type of self-reflection, to go inwards, to kind of take a time out and being alone with your own thoughts or actually like contemplating what it is that you want. I mean, it's a cool energy. And it looks like with that, you're willing to make any type of change and be open to, you know, gaining information, or maybe just, it really feels like you gain some perspective. What's working against you? We have the Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. The Queen of Pentacles, I mean, sometimes the Queen of Pentacles can go a couple of ways because this type of energy really values home, security, and sometimes can put others before self, and kindness can kind of get taken for weakness, you know, kind of getting taken advantage of. But also, you know, this kind of energy can be stubborn, hard-headed, overly protective. Sometimes that, you know, can have a hard time letting go of things or, you know, making some type of decision, especially when it comes to, you know, kind of going against what feels comfortable. So for the outcome, you got the Knight of Pentacles, which is awesome. The Knight of Pentacles is Virgo energy, which is the same card that was there for what's helping you. You're taking it slow. You're progressing day by day. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight of the deck. But this inwardness allowed things to kind of get back on track. So the Knight of Pentacles, like I said, slowest moving knight, takes it day by day, but at the end of it comes something solid. So when we have the Queen of Pentacles for what's working against you, and then the Knight of Pentacles, like, you know, just don't be so, allow things to move at their own pace. Not even saying, because the Queen of Pentacles is slow moving energy too, all this is. Embrace the energy of peace. Maybe much needed. Kind of just like taking a step back. There was some type of reflection. So sometimes you got to kind of switch gears or take that time for yourself. Yeah, you have enjoy the energy of peace, broken arrow, and also sun. Enjoy success and happiness, which is right there for what you desire. Bask in joy and light, which again with the sun. So it feels like, you know, things may have kind of been up in the air, undecided, or kind of more unknown, and now this is progression. This very earth energy, trust and thrive. Yeah. And this is moving after a time of like, yeah, I don't know, coming across like a tangled things may have seen, even mentally like tangled, that's the word I'm getting. Alright, so Leo. Cards for Leo and what they're manifesting. I moved the table so there could be more light, and now I keep pulling on a tapestry. It's driving me crazy. I have to fix that. Alright, Leo, what's going on? Last time you guys had, I do remember y'all's energy. Alright, the Magician is there for you. The desire to move forward. You said Seven of Swords is there for what's working against you. You're going to have to, please take everything I say as constructive, okay? Because if I don't just be honest, then how can I really help you? You got a wish here. And you also have the ability to move towards that wish. You even have the desire to move towards it. What may be, it's interesting because we have the Star for what's working against you and the Seven of Swords for what's helping you. And we have the Lovers for the outcome. I think overall somebody has to, you have to make a clear choice. Like pick a clear path. Okay, I'm going to go this way, like a plan. And because for the basis of the reading, we have the Magician, right? So you are manifesting. You do have that power there, that ability. And this is associated with Mercury, which is being open to, you know, communicating and kind of, it shows what interests us. So something here, possibly two paths have your interest though, or more than one. Because for the desires here, you have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about moving forward, making a choice, taking action. It's taking action. You do have a desire to move towards this. And what's working for you is the Seven of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. It has to do with the moon. So you may be keeping things to yourself, or you may just have like a plan in place. In a regular reading though, like it's I would say be mindful who's around you. And if you're manifesting love or relationships, you may have choices and you may have to make a choice. Because what's working against you, which it's just almost like they're backwards, is the Star. Which is, we're just going to go straight off the planet because sometimes this is Uranus, but there can be some type of unexpected changes that come. But also this is the planet of rebellion, and also it can be about facing the truth within matters and facing change. But I'm kind of getting a rebellious energy. It can also have to do with being original and, you know, kind of freeing ourselves from anything that keeps us stuck. Having a clear plan. Because for the outcome, we have the Lovers, which is Gemini energy. And that's associated with Mercury. So, but looking at this card, this is also, you may have to kind of ask yourself a couple of questions and give yourself an honest answer. This can have to, like, it's like the questioner before progress can be made. The desires here, it seems like the plan's in place here. It still feels like one path, though, has to be chosen. Can I have advice for Leo, please? With the moon there for what's working against you with that Seven of Swords, you know, make your plan, keep it to yourself. That's very important. High Priestess, intend and create. You do have this the power to go towards what you want. And then you have She-Wolf, unleash the wild within. You see the full moon right there. All you gotta do is clearly pick your path. Magic Guardian, unleash the magic within. You have the High Priestess, the Magic Guardian, and She-Wolf. Force to be reckoned with. Alright, Leo. So we are moving on to Scorpio. Cards for Scorpio and what they are manifesting, please. Cards for Scorpio's highest good. Please make sure that you hit the like button below. Alright, I see your energy. You got the Four of Wands. Oh, okay. Okay, alright. I mean, for some, you want to, like, go home and see family. For some, you just want peace around the house. You might literally just want some peace and quiet. With the Four of Swords here for, I don't know why I'm really pulled to this. We got the Four of Wands and the Four of Swords. So the fours are going to represent that security, our foundations, our home. So it may kind of be that Venus is really playing a thing for you guys. But with the Four of Swords, this is also recovery. This is healing. This is, like I said, peace. For some, it could literally just be some peace and quiet. So where we're starting at, we have the Four of Wands. This is Venus energy. This has to do with, it can be like our marriages, our homes, where we find that security, what means the most to us. So it really feels like trying to bring some type of harmony to either home, a relationship, or something that, you know, brings some type of security, some type of foundation. You could even be trying to manifest a home. So with the Four of Swords here for your desires, like I said, this is peace. This is recovery. This is, it seems like, you know, compromising and then some. It's kind of a cool energy. I think you want things to grow, to expand, maybe even to change, because this is associated with Jupiter. But I mean, it's really feeling like bringing some type of healing or recovery within a secure, something that brings security. So for what's working, or for you, sorry, you have the Nine of Cups, which is Jupiter, which is the planet of good luck, change. And it can lead to opportunities and growth within those areas, even if it's like your bank account, your love, it doesn't even matter, having a good time. What's working against you, Scorpio, is the Death card. The Death card is your energy. So you could kind of be working against self for some, or whatever placement this is coming up with. With the Death card, there is a change that has to happen, and sometimes it's not always easy. Sometimes we have to even, you know, face the truth, or just Pluto is about going through transformation, kind of letting go, forgiveness, you know, shedding, like I said at the beginning, like any if you think of a snake, shedding that old skin and kind of rejuvenating. So, make sure you're not working against yourself. For the outcome, though, you have the Chariot. Cancer energy, the moon, associated with the moon. But this is about moving forward, getting things on track. For some, it could be a new car, it could be short trips. But it feels like even if this is within self or your home, you are you're finding that balance. This is also a lot of spirituality, but basically, it's saying that even if they were feeling kind of shaky, kind of wobbly, you're really pushing forward. And not only pushing forward, you're on the right track. Very stable energy. It's almost like I'm seeing a train tracks, and things may have seemed like a little wobbly, but it regained. Alright, so cards for Scorpio, please. Thank you. You have Shaman, Trust in Higher Forces, and also Oracle. Wait for important information. If you don't meditate, you should. Or if you want to. I'm not going to tell you what you should do, but there may be some information that will come across to you. So you also have great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. Oracle, wait for important information. It definitely feels like a lot, like even along the lines of like health, home, and Shaman. Trust in higher forces, greater than yourself. Alright, Scorpio. Moving on to Aquarius. Cards for Aquarius and what they're currently manifesting. This tapestry's been driving me nuts. Alright. I'm going to shuffle a little bit just because that came out for, I don't remember saying Capricorn, but still. Shoot. Seems like a very personal relationship. It doesn't matter what you're manifesting. This holds emotions, and I just want to tell you, even if you're kind of feeling stuck right now, or the situation stuck, this is fixable. Or there's another way to look at it. But we're ending with the Seven of Swords. So we have the Two of Swords and the Seven of Swords. We have the Moon versus Libra, basically. And sometimes that can block off our intuition. Okay, so whatever you're trying to manifest, you have the Two of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Five of Cups. Clearly, it means something to you on an emotional level. Like you're connected. My guess is for a lot, it's a person, even if it's not like love matters. It could be a person. So it's stuck right now, though. And the desires is the Two of Swords. So sometimes we just have a couple of cards here that kind of indicate this may be stuck, but is extremely fixable. So we're starting at the base of the reading with the Six of Cups. That's the Sun, represented with Leo energy, but where the Sun is right now with Aries, sometimes the focus. It's just like this moon, where we have to learn to compromise and find the balance between self and our relationship with others, or the things in our lives that mean the most. And sometimes when something means the most, it can also become like our weakness, but we open ourselves up to it. It means something. So then, like, if there's a situation that hurt, which is here, or disappointment, then it can affect us differently. So sometimes we can become more closed off or not as open to it, or we might not even see it moving at all. So anyways, like I said, starting with the reading, we have the Six of Cups. So I definitely feel like there's somebody that you're very much tied to. It could even be a group of friends on an emotional level, but this is associated with the Sun, like I said. So it feels like there's just that balance that has to be found. The Two of Swords is here for desires. This is the moon. So you literally have the sun and the moon opposite. You could be at the opposite end of the, side of the world, or it's kind of like an opposites attract, or it can be within self. Because sometimes if you're not dealing with another person, the sun represents our characteristics, our sun sign, like who we are. But then we come in with that moon energy, and that represents our thoughts and feelings. So sometimes even within self, you may just be conflicted. But with the Two of Swords there for desires, I don't think you're desiring a stalemate situation or to be stuck or kind of at a crossroads or things not progressing. But sometimes then we have to kind of look more into how we're truly thinking, how we're truly feeling. And then I would refer this right to the chakras, like being able to open up, to trust, to forgive, to love, accept, being willing to have conversations that will actually lead to a healthy place, not talking over each other, not arguing. And again, it's going to depend on what you're trying to manifest. Sometimes with this card, we can cut off our intuition completely. We can kind of just lose hope around that energy. So what's working for you is you have the Five of Cups, Mars. The Five of Cups is a card of disappointment. I don't think that it'll feel like this whole situation is going as planned. But Mars is about our drive, our assertiveness, and going towards what we want and how we'll overcome that. So it feels like you have the ability to overcome it. What's working against you, though, is this Two of Cups. So there's so many interesting energies. First of all, I want to tell you that with the Five of Cups here, this Two of Cups is what's working against you. You see these Two of Cups still standing here. This is extremely fixable. It feels like somebody who may have exited the picture, or a friendship, a close loved one, something is trying to reharmonize. But with the Two of Cups here, what's working against you, this is Venus. So, I mean, it's interesting because your guys is really lining up with the way everything is positioned right now. The sun, the house is like, but with the Two of Cups, this is Venus. And sometimes what means the most can also be our weakness. But I don't necessarily think this is what's working against you. I think that there's a lot of love here. There's a strong bond. There's a strong pull towards it. But right now it's stuck. So we're ending with the Seven of Swords, which is your energy, and it is associated with the moon. But I don't see a lot of progression with that. I think there's still a lot that's it's surrounding all these emotions and all these desires, because it depends on what you're manifesting. It doesn't have to be emotions. The mind is coming into play. Logic is coming into play. Can you show me that Seven of Swords, the World, and the Page of Cups? So for some, it's an apology, or it's communication that you're waiting on, and it's gonna come. But first, a couple of things. Saturn energy with the World there. Some type of boundaries, limitations, and sometimes that's within self, because for somebody needs to apologize, or just to speak up, or kind of come out of their shell, maybe not even be so. The Page of Cups can very sweet, very timid, very loving, but also very shy, extremely sensitive type energy. But with the World there, I mean, limits got to put on things. Maybe somebody has to be more open to communication, or to travel, or that throat chakra. This will work itself out as soon as this is lifted. The whole picture is seen. Right now, it's definitely stuck. Let's get advice from or at least like mentally opening up. Yeah, you have Fire Guardian. Ignite your passions. That's why Mars is here working for you. That's your desires, that's your drive to go get it, but it'll also kind of indicate how you're going to overcome it. So if you look at the whole picture regarding around what it is that you're trying to manifest, like truly, and sometimes that takes being honest with ourselves, but this is still here. It just may not feel like it at the moment. Whatever it is. You have Sage. Be devoted and committed. So for some, Sage, literally. Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. So even if this is around a person, like every time you try to talk, there's arguments or like, you know, one person's talking over another. Body language, tone, listening, all that kind of goes into play. So it's a very sweet. There's a lot of emotions, but right now it's very held back. All right. Okay, so Gemini. Cards for Gemini and what they are manifesting, please. Cards for Gemini, highest good. Please make sure that you do like and subscribe below. Oh, we're starting off with the Tower and the Ten of Swords. Well, I would say you are manifesting an ending. And I think it's actually in your highest interest. I'll tell you why I say that. Well, because the Eight of Cups is for what's there, for what's working against or for you. Somebody was indecisive. There may have been a decision that was being made, and or you may have been on the fence, kind of hesitant about something that was working against you. And now for the basis of the reading, you have the Tower. For your desires, you have the Ten of Swords. For what's working against, or for you, sorry, you have the Eight of Cups. So you are making a strong decision to remove something that may have felt like it was kind of like causing like an uproot in your life. Like things could have literally felt like they were falling apart. But with the Tower there, this is Mars energy. This is a very forceful drive, a very assertive drive, sometimes it's extremely courageous because this may not be exactly easy, but you're ending with the Queen of Pentacles. So you are secure, you're abundant. For some, you know, somebody may have kind of taken your kindness for weakness. For others, this is around business and career, or just trying to create some like more security, more money, more even growth and humbleness. It doesn't matter. Your desire though is to the Ten of Swords. It feels like, you see with this energy, like you can literally see, like, I don't want to say the soul, but you're departing ways with something. You're done. You're ending it. For what's working for you, you have the Eight of Cups. It really feels like you're doing this for your highest. Like this isn't like, it doesn't feel like selfish. It feels like something that you really felt like needed to happen. And the fact that you have the Eight of Cups here for what's working for you, I mean, that's Saturn energy. You're disconnecting from something that it does mean something. It's not easy, but the full moon may be kind of showing you new things here. But also it's like you're putting limits. You're putting boundaries on situations and what you'll take, and anything that, you know, wasn't in line with you and your progress. So what was working against you is, or what is, you have the Two of Pentacles. So sometimes we can overdo things, or overdo for others, or we can kind of not come to a conclusion, make a decision, see the light in something. For some, like if you're trying to start a business, you may just have never, like sometimes, you know, this is kind of the startup phases, so maybe even never got past that. But this could also be something that you've been contemplating or kind of on the fence about, or like in and out, like kind of messing with it sometimes, not messing with it others. However, it's going to resonate. It's not a very grounded, secure feeling energy. So with the outcome being the Queen of Pentacles here, this is Capricorn energy. You're finding a lot of security, a lot of like, it's a very grounded energy, a very confident one who, especially around financial matters or matters of the home, like this energy, it's very good at acquiring those things. So especially around business, and I keep going back to security because that's what it is. Even within relationships or something, like there's a love. This energy is very connected, very close, sometimes even possessive type energy. But the fact that you're walking away from a situation, that's not the energy that's coming across. Like you're doing it to find something that brings you something more. And it's not even like because you're worried or that's not how it's coming off, because you could be worried, but it doesn't. And sometimes the Queen of Pentacles can be selfish, but the fact that they're saying the Eight of Cups is for your highest good, I feel like this brings you a lot of growth. It's really cool. You have She-Wolf, unleash the wild within. This is a, like, even if you're trying to, like, just provide more for your family or something, the Queen of Pentacles, you know, is hard work and takes care of, you know, family and home, gets businesses going, knows how to acquire security. The Eagle, see from a higher perspective, that is the card of the day. And you also have Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. So I think you're already doing that. See from a higher perspective. So trust that little gut feeling. Listen to your intuition. Trust yourself. And then She-Wolf. Unleash the wild within. I don't remember if it said wild or wolf. Alright, Gemini. So it looks like you guys are getting on the right track. Alright, so Virgo. Cards for Virgo and what they are currently manifesting. Alright, looks like worry is a factor here. Determination is there, drive is there, worry is there, our minds. Alright, cards, that's too many. Cards for Virgo and what they're manifesting, please. Thank you. Alright, got that Page of Wands, thanks. The Knight of Cups, the World, the Page of Swords, the Ace of Cups. Well, you're on your way. And that's because you're putting limits on something. We have two pages here and a knight. I mean, it looks like you're going toward your desire is to approach something. You're approaching it in a very loving way. It literally could be love. Could be a water sign. I mean, but we also have the other signs here, so don't get caught up in signs. All right, so for the base of the reading, you have the Page of Wands. This is optimistic. It's curious. It's more like an intriguement type energy. But the way you're approaching it, because you have the Page of Wands here, and what's working against you is the Page of Swords. So just looking at those two energies, this is an excited energy, right? This is one that's like got like a childlike optimism and excitement towards going towards things. But then we have the Page of Swords for what's there for the outcome. So this is also a curious energy, but one that's like passionate and driven becomes one that's more like, it's almost the energy is, it's more analytical. I mean, it is a student, it's a learner, it's somebody who's curious and interested, but also this could be gossip or somebody who comes around and, you know, smiles in your face, and I don't know how this applies, but this can be also a gossipy energy, kind of a spying energy sometimes. So it's almost like kind of, I don't know why that's what's called catching me first off guard, but the energy's changed, and you have a page that's working against you, but we're starting with a differently energetic. We're starting with the fire energy, and what's working against you is the air, the logical, the thoughts. So, all right, so for desires, we have the Knight of Cups, Pisces energy. Approaching things, you know, this is the desire to move forward, to like actually take action. Knights are action. And when we're doing that with the Knight of Cups, that's approaching things in a very loving way. And I don't think I mentioned it, but you're ending with the Ace of Cups. So there is love that's found here, or like a new beginning that really gets you either creative in your vibes or just like very drawn to what you're doing. But it definitely could be love. So what's working for you is you have the World. This is Capricorn energy, Saturn. You may have put boundaries on a limitation or on things, but also with the World, that's just change. And sometimes we worry about change, and that kind, you know, so we end up trying to push back against the force that's kind of unstoppable. But when you put limitations and just be more open and accepting to change, for some, you could have moved, you could have traveled, you could have gained some type of knowledge, but you know, like life could have really had to do something to grab your attention and be like, hey, this isn't working for me. But anyways, like I said, what's working against you? You have the Page of Swords. So this is air energy, but this is like, make sure you're reading all your messages and thoroughly. Don't tell your business. It feels like you can go higher than what you. It almost feels like don't let your mind kind of take play there. So you're ending with the Ace of Cups. Like I said, this is a new beginning, and this can be a new beginning in love as well. So if not, then there's just an overflowing amount of emotions and like happiness with whatever it is that you're doing. So for some, it may not take off all the way until March, like Pisces season. All right, can I have advice cards, please, for Virgo? You have summer, bask in joy and light. So maybe go out in the sun if the sun is shining. You have stargazer, set your sights higher. That's what I said. I think you can elevate a little bit higher, actually. And medicine guardian, be open to healing information. So, summer, stargazer, and be open to information. Pretty cool energy. It's going to work out. I actually think you could go, sometimes the Page of Swords maybe a little over critical, over analytical. So don't like put too much on. And it's almost kind of like a stand backish energy, maybe even like a little bit more defensive, or like something has to make sense. You can actually, it feels like, elevate and bump up. But I mean, even this is going to bring you the your desired results, I guess to say. Alright, so where are we at? Sagittarius. Cards for Sagittarius and what they are manifesting. Cards for Sagittarius. Alright, you got the Four of Wands, the Chariot, the Seven of Wands. Interesting. I'm laying down you guys' cards, and I'm seeing a combination of the Libra reading, and there was someone else's, and I can't remember what. The Ten of Cups. Alright, so you guys have two tens here right off the bat. Tens do represent change, but you may have been a little hesitant, which may have worked in your favor. Or maybe you stood your ground around something. I don't know. It's almost like a halfway wall went up. But it's working out for you. For some, there could be travel, home, security. You have things changing, and it looks like your desire is for that to happen. However, you kind of made, I get the feeling like push back from it a little bit. Anyways, base of the reading is the Four of Wands. Sorry about the lighting. Libra energy. So this could be around your phone, your family, your home, marriage, commitment. I mean, it literally could be a house that you're trying to manifest. Could be a vacation, but something that is secure, right? that, you know, brings that sense of peace, like home is where the heart is type thing. So for desires, you have the Chariot. That's Cancer energy that's associated with the moon. So it feels like, you know, there are a lot of deep emotions connected, but your drive overall, your desire is to move forward. It could be for a new car, it could be to travel, to take a trip, or just to further progress. So it is a cool energy. It could be desiring a Cancer. So that's, I mean, that's, everything seems like it's moving pretty. We'll see what this is, because you have the Seven of Wands here for what's working for you, and this is basically your ability to overcome obstacles, even if you were hesitant or skeptical or kind of like a little bit leery. With the Seven of Wands, that's Mars energy. So it's like how you're going to kind of overcome, but it's also your drive to go towards and your energy level to go towards what you want and how you're going to kind of face any challenges. So you may be, for some, you may be almost expecting challenges at every turn, like every time you turn around. But your drive, your desires was working for you. For what's working against you, you got the Ten of Pentacles, which is Mercury energy. So for some, I mean, if it is travel or like the distance, for some it could be financial. But also, the Ten of Pentacles has to do with commitment. It has to do with what this basis of the reading is, this Four of Wands. So it's possible that, you know, I'm getting maybe the lack of money or security or feeling that trust within the situation. There may be like there may be some more communication that's needed. For some, it could just be travel. Let's see what the Ten of Pentacles is. How is that working against Sagittarius? For some, it could be your family. So keep what you're doing on the hush. Alright, show me this Ten of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. Wow, another 10. So, for some, there is an opportunity that's coming. And you have the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. So, a couple ways this could go is something may have to end that brought some type of security. And that's not for all. But when we have the Ten of Swords, this is an ending for a beginning type energy. So it feels like some type of follow through is gonna. With that Ten of Swords, though, that's also like a feeling of like something may already be. Oh, it's like a feeling of defeatedness. That's an interesting energy. For the outcome, you have the Ten of Cups, which is Mars energy. So I do feel like you're gonna continue to move forward and face any obstacles. And it feels like your drive, your determination, and desire is what's really working for you. For some, this will take off like around December. What is the Ten of Swords? I wasn't really going to clarify these, but you have an Ace and a 10 there. So unless we get like a choice card, then I don't want to say one thing has to end. The Knight of Wands, you have to commit. The Knight of Wands is extremely driven, sometimes can be non-committal. Make sure you're thinking things through. Age could even be a factor, but the Knight of Wands is your Sagittarius energy. It's your energy. So make sure you're just in line with what you're doing and what you're moving towards. Alright, excuse me, let's get advice from your angels and ancestors, please. You may turn down something that wasn't as committed or secure type thing. Alright, you have star ancestors. Follow the voice of your soul. It's kind of deep. Also, air guardian. Oh, shit. Shift your perception. Warrior. I'm just going to take 3. This was magic guardian. Unlock the magic within. But star ancestors, follow the voice of your soul. You also have warrior, be fearless and stand strong. And also air guardian, shift your perception. Alright, Sagittarius. Moving on to Pisces. Cards for Pisces and what they're manifesting, please. Okay, we got the Judgment and the Seven of Swords. I'm going to shuffle just a little bit. Alright, Pisces. So please make sure that you like and subscribe. If you do like this video. Oh shit, that went all the way flying across the room. Hold on. Well, please don't let fear hold you back. Worry or like the need for something to, I don't know, I'm almost hesitant to say that. There could have been some arguments, some drama, or like there could just be some conflict, right? But it's causing a lot of extra added stress. Alright, cards for Pisces and what they are trying to manifest, please. Whenever you're ready. Thank you. Six of Swords. So you could be moving, could be traveling, but you're trying to get away from choppy waters. Like it's like almost trying to find the path within something, but something's still hidden here, and that's what's working against you. The moon is there, what's working against you. So I mean, that's Cancer Pisces energy, but sometimes with the moon there's still things that are hidden around the situation that like haven't been revealed. This is actually moving in your favor, and it's moving like it's supposed to, because you're ending with the Magician, which is exactly where you want to be. So in the past, you could have moved, you could have traveled, or you could have pulled away from what almost feels like a difficult time, or a rocky time around the situation, or just in general, like looking for more chilled out waters, right? With the Six of Swords. So you may have literally traveled, gotten some information, or just like it kind of feels like came to also a realization or conclusion within yourself. For your desires, you have the Lovers. You got darker, the sun wants to move. Alright, sorry, that's Gemini energy. So I feel like you're pretty pulled towards what it is that you're going towards, but I also like very connected towards it, but I'm not sure if with the Lovers there can sometimes be, and I'm just saying this isn't part of the desires, but there can sometimes be a third element that's there, and it may still be hidden. So with the Lovers, you may have a choice as well, but you may still have some questions like around the situation. So what's working for you is you have the Hierophant, that's Taurus energy connected to Venus, which is also Libra energy. So this can have to do with your religion, your higher spiritual beliefs, your morals, your values, like the way that you see how things should go. So, I mean, it feels like that's great for what's working against you. That could also be like a higher spiritual thing working for you as well. For some, depending like if you are trying to move or something, like a church or organization. But also sometimes with the Hierophant, like that's somebody that like we go to talk to when we're having problems, like, so it's a good card all the way around, but you may be kind of like testing the waters or testing some boundaries in a connection that or a situation that you are pretty tied to there. So with that moon being what's working against you, Cancer Pisces energy, but the moon could literally be the placement of the moon, the full moon, but it also could be with the moon that's about things that are not yet shown, or not yet like been shown, that are available to you. And I say available to you because you end with the Magician. So you're manifesting, you're creating, you're using some type of tools that were given to you to be able to like perfect your masterpiece. What is the moon? What's hidden? For some, it could be your thoughts, your feelings. Like you've been keeping a lot in. Maybe you haven't kind of stepped out of your comfort zone yet. And that's what's happening. So what's hidden? Please, can we know? The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is something that you're extremely passionate about, but there's still, like I said, there may be one factor that's there that's not revealed itself. It could be a game changer, one way or another. Let's see what your angels and ancestors have. Straight out. Choose your path, direction, guardian. Like I said, for some you may have options here, or more than one path to choose from. And I have trader, exchange energy to create abundance. So this may be something that's more than just on like the physical, tangible realm of existence. Alright, Pisces, give me one more, please. Eagle. See from a higher perspective. Popular card today. Alright guys, so I hope this helped. I hope it gave you some type of insight. Please remember to take anything that I say as constructive, because everything is said with love. Please make sure that you like and subscribe so I know that you guys or somebody likes this video. So, also, if you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, all that's below. Make sure you check out my blog as well. Alright, you guys take care. Enjoy the full moon, and I will see you soon. Bye.